Hello, everyone. Blue Star Saber here with Lucky Chi to discuss another Dead Rock chapter from Hiro Mashima. Hiro Mashima.
You
The monthly-
fumbled that hard, boy.
Yes.
How did you mess up on that? Oh my god.
A slip of the tongue. It was a slip of the tongue, but all right. But yeah, okay. Messy introductions aside, let's see. We're here to discuss the fourth chapter of Hiro Mashima's Dead Rock, the new monthly manga, which is a bit more darker and edgier than anything he has done before, and which so far seems to be good. Can it keep up the quality? We're here to find out.
You're also missing one important detail.
What's that?
It's also the last chapter of Volume 1.
Oh, and the last chapter that would be make up of a monthly series first volume. Yes.
Well, not even just for a monthly volume. If you look at all of Hero's series, each of his first volumes have 4 chapters.
Does that include Fairy Tail?
Fairy Tail, Rave, Eden Zero.
How can Fairy Tail? I mean, I'm pretty certain Fairy Tail's first. I mean, okay, Fairy Tail, I get the first chapter would be the size of a monthly one, but chapters 2, 3, and 4, surely they are not monthly size.
Let me see Volume 1. I'm going to look it up right now. According to this, yeah, it's only 4 chapters.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That just seems weird, but okay, but fine, yeah. So Hero's sticking to his traditions, but yeah. Anyway, this chapter follows up the last one, in which I believe you had the students of Class F kill off everyone from a group called from a class, I believe Class D, was it?
Yes.
In a brutal manner, in which I believe the hold on, let me just get the character's name up here. I think it's let me just find the name. Oh yeah, Mikoto ended up then resurrecting them all as her own personal army of the undead. You also got to see God being just pretty much an evil villain, killing off a bunch of innocent people. And we also got introduced to Dead Rock's top members of staff. The 4 demon teachers, or arguably this version of Hiro Mashima's Element 4, from what I can possibly gather, or at least some group, some form of group of 4. Their names, of course, are Boltagar, Lilith, Luzen, and the vice principal Bren. Also, let's see. I believe our main character's name. Let's see from what I can. What's his name? Hatu, was it? I got that right.
Yes.
Hatu's puppet. Let's see, puppet creature. Puppet. Let's see, teacher Maxwell, I believe.
Mikoto, yeah.
Maxwell ended up being discovered by God, so he destroyed it with Hatu. Is it Hatu? Yeah. No, Yakuko. My mistake. I got Hatu. Yeah. I see. I made a mistake there. But anyway. Let's see. Panika, he's been discovered, ends up meeting ends up being met by a cat-eared, a Nekoto, if you will, demon. Whose comments that what has happened to him is spreading pretty far, as we get a bit of an idea of his backstory of him being survivor, what appears to be, of God's massacre. Will this chapter will this new chapter continue off where the last one left off? Well, we'll find out with the summary we're about to do. But before that begin, we have the cover here, in which we have Hani, Chaco, let's see, Frey, and I believe it is Hien. Hien, all sort of facing into one direction, all staring, let's see, like they're preparing for some sort of fight. with the exception of maybe I believe Shako, who's just trying to do a high five in the air with his bird ring swings. A little nice chapter for arguably some of the characters that have not really gotten much focus on the last few ones, since it's pretty much been Yakito, Raisin, and Mikoto that's been the focus on the last few ones. But yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty nice cover. But anyway, it's time to begin the actual chapter, in which we begin with Class F walking about the school with other members of staff talking, other students talking about how they wiped out, Class D. With one of them talking about how Kusuka-san is definitely going to hear about this. With one of them talking about not to talk about it. But they talk about if he is going to come out, all these new kids, which are going to be all dead meat, which hears them thinking about Kuga. And one thing I'm kind of liking that Hiro's doing right now is those introduction boxes as a reminder for like the names of the characters. Some might be a bit annoyed that they're still got these introduction boxes about, but given the fact that it's still a new series and also monthly, and to be honest, readers like me are probably casually reading this, it'd probably nice to have a reminder of the names as well as the characters' abilities. But anyway, moving on. You've got Yakito thinking about.
I was going to say, it's like, I can imagine if you're reading through the volume, it would seem a little like, okay, like we get it.
It's like it could be a bit like repetitive. Let's see, when you read it, like if you read a whole volume.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of reading it monthly, it's a nice reminder of all the characters' names. Yeah. But yeah. Especially since this is still pretty much a relatively new series. Let's see, but yeah, he's worrying if God might know if like it was him that was spying through Maxwell, but he snaps himself out of it when he reminds himself to he came here to kill God anyway, and gets prepared. But he's wondering who is this girl, and I'm just going to say this now, Lakichi. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get a proper follow-up from like that conversation with that girl from last chapter.
I could kind of see that, but it kind of also gets me thinking that maybe Hiro has something else in mind for her. That's kind of how I'm viewing it.
Fair enough, but yeah, I just feel like it's a bit of a strange jump between last chapter and that one, given the fact it was quite the cliffhanger. I mean, I can understand if it was. I mean, I can understand changing scenery to scenery if it's like what was wrapped up last chapter was wrapped up there, but it felt like this was building up to a bigger cliffhanger. But I guess Hiro is clearly going to plan something else and just leaving the mystery about what she knows about Yakito's curse, which he is also curious about, and talks about how she disappeared right afterwards. But yeah. But anyway, you got Shako ended up landing on Yakito's head, telling him to cheer up. But seems to enjoy how fluffy his hair is, with Honey telling him that it's not a bird's nest, but he gets annoyed about saying, "Are you accusing me of making a nest out of everything?" But Yakito gets snapped out of his phase when Ryzen teases him about if he scared about today's class of practical trailing, which is apparently a duel to the death at a death arena. So you're telling me you guys are planning to kill each other at a death arena just straight away?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sometimes I'm amazed the fact that this whole school body has not yet been reduced down to a handful of students. Now,
you don't see my hero doing this. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Well, no, Lucky Chi, and to be fair, I'm pretty certain the world of My Hero Academia is supposed to be training students to become heroes, not villains and killers.
I know.
I mean, this isn't the Hidden Mist Village.
No, I've just seen like certain responses from people. I'm like, that's actually kind of funny. How they look at it. I'm like, well, uh,
Well, I suppose I can't necessarily blame them for thinking that, as to making the comparison, as I believe currently My Hero Academia is arguably currently the most popular manga with that has the most having a high school or school setting as its recurring premise.
yeah. Although you've got a very polarizing view as far as like how the final arc is being handled. There's that too.
Oh yeah, I'm very well so far, Ritzy, but that will be more of a discussion for like the My Hero streams, which I'll say for the most part I've probably enjoyed this war arc more than most people, but I can notice some of the flaws.
Yeah.
Especially with the later pacing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably a stream for another time.
Yes.
But after anyway, back to Ryzen talking about this is a duel to the death in a death arena. With Frey being excited, waiting for this to happen for a while. And Mikito getting excited at the number of souls that are probably there that she could, resurrect and eat them all up, as the way she describes it. And Yakuto is thinking about Luzen Sensei as one of the 4 demon teachers being here in this death arena. Which I'm just going to go a bit back because I thought that was the guy that they mentioned earlier, but they talked about someone called Kagu-san, which I thought it might have been this teacher here, but I clearly forgotten the names quite quickly. Still not used to these characters. So interestingly, we've got this other guy mentioned. We don't know if he's a teacher or student yet. But that's someone to look out for. Class F has to look out for. But at the moment, they're dealing with Luzon right now, as he is about to have them fight each other to the death as they, enter the arena. With Mikito commenting that she's hearing many more souls slumbering and screaming as she's here, with a Chaco trying to leave, flying away, but Hani catches her before she can do it. With her complaining that she can only fight as good as a bird. With her saying, "That's what you are, stupid." Doing his usual catchphrase.
Okay, I gotta ask, do you feel like it's getting a little repetitive? Because I've seen some people going like, it was funny before. Now it's kind of like, okay, maybe lighten it up a little bit.
Well, I will admit, I am starting to think that as well. I mean, see, now granted, this is shonen manga. This is manga and shonen, and characters tend to have catchphrases.
Yeah, like they have the little quirks to them. That's why I was like, when I did my stream earlier today, I was like, is it kind of losing its charm a little bit? Yeah, but at the same time, I was like, oh, on one hand, I mean that is like a trait of theirs. So
I will admit, it is being used a lot more than what you normally see. I mean, let's say I don't think it's because you don't hear it's because normally even though you got characters saying their catchphrase quite a lot, like Luffy, "I'm going to be king of the pirates," or Naruto saying "Databayo" or "Believe It," or Sakura Shanaro, or even Fairy Tail's Natsu getting all fire up. It's they don't say it like every chapter.
Does Naruto? I don't think so far because I've been doing my reread of Naruto.
Yeah,
but I haven't noticed Naruto say "Believe It" on my reread. I'm like, is that just a dub thing? Because
the Believe It was done in the dub because in Japan it was Databayo. Remember?
yeah, I know. I was just kind of like, I don't see it when I'm like reading the the official dub release, not I mean the official English translations. I was like, huh, okay, that's
Well, if I had to guess, let's see. Since the anime came out first, they had the Believe It thing, and the manga didn't really have anything to translate Databayo, so they just erased it entirely.
That would make sense.
I mean, to be fair, Lucky Chi, we are talking about Viz here. They're not exactly the most reliable translators.
Well, here's the thing. We're talking about early Viz. Like Viz now, I would say they've gotten much better over the years. Definitely. You get like if you look past like the Naruto and One Piece volumes, like all their other stuff is pretty good.
I'll have to probably reread Bleach and My Hero Academia just to double check on that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, but right now, most people, but at the moment, let's see, Naruto ones aren't exactly the most reliable, as I think chat will point out. Anyway, continuing on with the chapter, we've got let's see, the demon teacher riding a chariot, going like "Shalala," and then jumping.
I so hard on that when I was doing the stream. I was like, all right, I was like going along with it, but then I was like, you know what? Just roll with it.
You were laughing out loud. Is that what you're saying?
No, like I was going along with what he like, his little entrance.
Okay, fair enough. And jumping up and then dancing with his body, which, given his clothing, is like feels like a striptease.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, he's a male stripper.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, I suppose normally Hero does female fan service, but I guess he's doing male fan service.
I mean, it's not the first time he's done it.
Well, yeah, true, but Hero's more criticized for the female fan service than the male fan service.
Because no one wants a bad night at the guys.
Sorry, what?
I was like, because no one wants a bad night at the guys.
Well, I just think it's because the fan service with the female characters is a bit more in your face than it is with the male ones when it comes to Hero. But yeah. But after dancing and blowing his chariot away and dust around the crowd,
Dead Rock has been good. I'll say that. When it comes to that.
Good with what?
The fan service, like it hasn't been like that bad.
Yeah, I will admit the only chapter where I think it really did fan service was at the end of the first one, where you had God with his harem of girls.
Yeah.
At the moment, despite the fact that you've got someone like Frey about with like her bikini top, let's see, look, it hasn't really been in your face with like what Hero normally does.
Yeah.
But Lozin introduces himself and telling them, let's have some hot duels today, which gives you the idea that he's some sort of fire user. But this is clearly a goofy. This is clearly one of those goofy character introductions of like someone that appears goofy but is probably actually very deadly.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it in quite a few animes and mangas. To see, particularly like Hero's previous work, I think. Anyway, this guy reminds me of that Orosian 6 fella from Orosian 6 fella from like Rave Master, the one that did all the dancing. You know which one I'm referring to?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Other than that, the only one this kind of reminds me of is like when Ichigo fought that former Espada, the one that was called 103. The one with the 103 number. You remember that, dude?
Yeah, I remember.
So yeah, so that's what's going there. But Frey's excited for the. Let's see, answers by saying yes, excited for the duels today.
Mm-hmm.
With I believe, let's see, Raisin wondering what they're doing with what they're going to be doing in this practical training. With Hanni also curious, but yeah. With Lozen talking about how he heard how they killed off all of Class D, and talks about how that's great. So he ends up telling them he wants to see what they can do. With Mikoto saying that their teacher's ignorant. And Hien, I believe, saying that he finds the way this teacher moves about is annoying. With Yakito thinking about, is it possible that if we all fought him at once, could he be killed? With him just a close-up of the teacher's face with a thumbs up and a smile. With Yakito commenting, while he might not act the part, he is pretty powerful. And thinks that if they misjudge the situation, they could be killed. So, emphasizing a bit more of what we mentioned earlier about the sort of goofy introduction of a character, but turns out to be quite deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, surprisingly, I don't think One Piece has ever actually done this trope. Has it? I can't recall.
Maybe they have. I mean, I'm gonna figure that out as I go through my reread. But as far as I can tell so far, I mean, granted, I'm like right now, like at the tail end of Arlong, but so far, no, they haven't.
I mean, there's definitely been a few villains that have been had goofy introductions first, but then turn out to be okay, and then turn out to be sort of threatening later. But they weren't like super deadly threatening or something like that. But no, I guess it's just how Oda shows that Oda likes to keep his villains introductions rather serious, especially the main ones.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about but back to Dead Rock. Well, we're getting as they're breaking into pairs into practice fights in one-on-one duels, and Frey hugging Yakiko, saying that she wants to battle him, which definitely probably got the shippers for this manga excited.
Yeah, I can see it.
Which
Blue currently is like just laughing in joy and gushing like, "Oh my god, it's happening!"
Well, no, not really. But I'm just thinking, no, knock it off, Lucky Chi. I haven't decided who I'm shipping, if I'm going to ship anyone in the series.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, like if I'm comparing this to say like Haru Ellie, Natsu Lucy, Shiki Rebecca, like I'm not there yet with any of the Dead Rock ships.
Yeah. But I think this is arguably just been building up to what's been happening with the last few chapters. It's just like she's like goes with like Yakito's motive of killing God. She's like, I'm so in love right now. It's like,
and it gives me that Sakura vibe, being honest.
What, her just going hugging him and all that stuff?
No, just in love with him thing.
Maybe, but
at least that's how I interpret it. I'm just like, and maybe I'm like letting my reread of Naruto kind of influence that a little bit right now, but I'm like, huh. Okay.
I mean, I guess you could describe it as maybe fangirling a bit, but I think it's just more of a. But I think while with Sakura, it's because Sasuke was just apparently just very attractive. She's just a battle lost girl, and Yakito's being like very ambitious with his like goals and motives of killing.
Yeah.
So
way to put it.
So I wouldn't really compare it to that, but yeah. Now, granted, let's see. I bet the more spicy shippers might think like, "Ooh, she wants him bad," probably. But who knows? But I do like how Yakato's just blushing at the idea of like, wow, she really wants to fight me.
Well, I can see it. I was gonna say because when I read it, it looked like he was just throwing off. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, who knows? Maybe he's never been hugged that close to by a girl before.
Yeah. I mean, if last chapter's any indication, given the brief black backstory that we got.
Yeah, it seems like all his loved ones were killed. But anyway, you got Mikoto just saying that she's not really feeling well, so she asks to sit this one out. But she's fine. But the teacher's fine with that, as it says it's essential for war. Essential rest is eternal for warriors. With Chakugo saying the guys is so loud. But in many ways, Mikoto stepping out makes it a much more fair, footy, even match duels, because since there's 7 characters that are part of Class F, the one out now means that there's like free matches between the 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it makes sense. And the matchups, I think, are what you expect from the rest of them with Ryzen versus Heian, with them mocking each other about you're saying I'm stuck with Ice Doggy, and like the other going like silent zombie. And
yeah, I'm sorry, Raisin. I don't think you're gonna make it out of
this. So I take it you've judged Heian as the stronger fighter.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He gives off that. Maybe it's just the vibe he's giving off. That could be that.
Yeah, I can probably see that. And given the fact that Ryzen has already been killed once. Now, granted, I don't think he's going to die again because, well, at least not.
I mean, the only way Ryzen will get permanently like out of the picture is if something happens to Mikoto.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't think he's going to die anytime soon a second time because, well, we still got to learn what his goals and ambitions fully are, especially with that princess, I believe.
True.
And then, of course, the other one is also a little funnier interaction. Is Chaco versus Hanin, with Chaco thinking that she has a good chance of beating Hanin. And yeah, and once again, the catchphrase is getting a bit old now, with Hanin saying, "You're underestimating me, stupid." So yeah, I can see where people are getting like, this is getting a bit repetitive.
Like, okay, and I said this in my stream. I said, like, if you reworded the dialogue a little bit to where Honey says, like, if he said, like, you're underestimating me, or you, like, if it was worded differently, I would have been like, okay. But I don't know, like my grammar brain kicked in, and I was like, I don't know if that's how I would have worded it, but whatever. You know, it's fine.
Would you have preferred if he said, "Are you stupid? You're underestimating me"? Is that what you're saying?
That's probably what I would have done. I would have probably put the last line at the top, and then, you know.
Yeah, that might have made it a bit more. Let's see, a bit more. Give more variety of this catchphrase if you're going to keep using it.
Yeah, I think having it at the very end is kind of where it makes that line just a little awkward, if you will.
But yeah, it's a bit. But yeah, it's getting a bit repetitive and a bit of a mouthful. But yeah. So anyway, Lezadon tells. Did I say that name right? Hold on. Lozen, my mistake. Lozen just tells them to get to the battling now. With Frey just saying how she's been waiting to go up against Yukito for a while, but he's trying to say that this is just a practice match. Despite the fact that they're talking about this was a death arena for death battles, it looks like they're not trying to actually kill each other.
Yep.
Which, to be honest, probably does make sense since let's see, you probably want to save death battles for a school for like towards the end of the year rather than the beginning.
Or just let Death Battle handle it.
Yes. And then, let's see, anime fans will complain when Dragon Ball characters lose.
I mean, if we had Goku versus Naruto, shoot, I'd argue that's an even worse meltdown than Goku versus Superman.
Well, yeah, no surprise, but I think pretty much no one but die-hard Naruto fans would believe that. Naruto would beat Goku. I think pretty much most people would view Goku as beating, pretty much the majority of most shonen characters.
I mean, considering that he has Super Saiyan God and then Ultra Instinct, and I mean, there's something else he's done in the manga, but yeah.
But it's like I mean, there's a reason why Goku and Superman were matched up with in the first place, because well, Goku is pretty much the equivalent of in terms of strength, at the very least, of Superman.
No, let's do something that would really piss people off. Death battle between Batman and Superman. Let's go back.
You are adding fuel to the fire, but I think, to be honest, like Ichi, I think most people agree that Superman would win against Batman.
Yeah.
Except for maybe diehard Batman fans and Frank Miller.
Hey, I'm a diehard Batman fan.
Okay, diehard Batman fans that think Batman's invincible. Because he's Batman.
Okay, that's fair.
There we go. So yeah. Let's see. Anyway, back to where we're going. Frey insists that Yakuto comes at her for real, and she's got all heart eyes. It's like she wants to pounce the guy.
Wow, Blue.
Okay. Perhaps I'm going a bit too edgy with my jokes here. Apologies.
Next thing you know, you get a few comments coming in like, he's really into that ship.
I'm just joking, but yeah. With Yakuto trying to say, but we're friends, like what most like he's Shiki, if you will. So he thinks that hitting each other's a bit, wrong. Sorry, what, Lucky Chi?
I said I could see that.
Yeah. But
I mean, if this was Natsu, then
yeah, let's see. Natsu would fight. Haru and Shiki would probably try to avoid a conflict.
Yeah, no, Haru's the definition of like a. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't say he's the definition of a peace talker, but he would definitely be like, let's try a different method. That's what he would do.
But yeah, Frey ends up kicking him and causes a bit of an explosion with the kick. And as a result, Yakuto starts to avoid the remaining of her attacks, so she uses a move called
Dragon Flame.
Yeah, Fire Fist, if you will. And Yakuto ends up unleashing his Black Dragon's Agnologia arm, if you will.
Mm-hmm. And
she then starts to get excited as Yakuto comments that the punch is hot. And then you've got Frey doing a bit of inverse sort of fan service or Hiro Mashima trivia. Homage to like his previous work. She talks about how she once read a story about a battle between a fire wizard and a black dragon. Mm-hmm. With Yakuto wondering what does that sounds like, what they're us, and then asks who won, and she goes like the flame wizard.
Yeah, so, a fairy tale like that's like years and years like into the future, and I'm like maybe, but I'm honestly just viewing this the same way I viewed Eden Zero when Shiki and Rebecca were talking about like the guild. I view that the same way I view this scene.
It's just a reference, really.
Yeah, that's all.
It's not to be taken seriously, and it's why you probably also shouldn't view Hiro Mashima's previous crossovers like Heroes and that Fairy Tail Rave Master one shot as canon, because they're not really.
Yeah.
They're just a little fun crossover. I mean, granted, is it possible that Dead Rock could have a crossover with like Hiro Mashima's other manga series? Possibly, as a bit more of these chapters come out, but at the moment,
honestly, I can imagine the reaction Haru, Shiki, and Natsu would have. Like, it's like, bro, you're a little too dark for us.
Arguably, yes. I could probably see them being like that with these demons. So, interestingly, I think for them, they would probably be more scared. The demons would probably be a bit more afraid of Gray, since he's like a demon slayer.
Yeah, although with Natsu, I don't know. I feel actually. Let's get into more of the chapter before I get into what I want to
Yeah.
say.
Well, granted, I wouldn't be surprised if Frey ended up getting attracted to Natsu straight away.
What if Natsu's attracted to her? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, that would be hilarious.
that would be kind of hilarious, but I think that would sink the hearts of a lot of Natalu shippers.
Right.
Well, granted, you'd probably get Juvia saying that Lucy's got a new love rival.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But it's pretty much just a reference. It's kind of like how you have Plu showing up, the design of Plu showing up in every one of Hero's subsequent works, and how
I don't think we've seen Plu here so far. No, we haven't seen. Plu.
yeah. So far, this has been an exception, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a Plu-like figure soon.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like a cameo.
Yeah. Even if it's like just say like a poster in the background somewhere.
But yeah, it's also like how Hero also reuses Spriggan's look for like let's see for some sort of like anti-hero character in like each of his works. And arguably now the Ezra design ever since like Ezra and Jalal became love interests.
Well, Jalal, he's used since Rave, so that's not a huge surprise.
Yeah, so so arguably probably if we get another Spriggan design, we'll probably get another Ezra design. Ezra.
I kind of wonder. I don't know. Hein kind of gives off the Jalal look a little bit, just a little.
Possibly. I mean, granted, the hair's a bit too long for me to make that assessment just yet.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, we see a bit of that fight between Raisin versus
Hein. Yeah.
Yeah, you see Hein, and they seem to be pretty evenly matched in sword things.
Mm-hmm.
With them commenting that, Raisin says that he's much better sword fighter than he expected.
Mm-hmm.
With him going like, "Who are you to judge, zombie?" With Raisin to comment reminding him that his root is Orochi, so he'll show him the 8 sword method.
You hear that, Zoro? Take tips.
Frankly, I'm surprised you weren't going to do a reference between this guy. Let's see a sword fight between him and Killer B.
Oh, yeah, that slipped my mind.
But yeah. So an 8 sword style method against another 8 sword style user. But anyway, Lucky Chi, but do remember, Zoro has defeated an 8 sword style swordsman before.
That's fair.
Yeah. And rather effortlessly, from what I can recall.
Okay, wait. Yeah, I think I'm past that point now.
You're past Fishman Island?
Oh, no, not Fishman Island. Because didn't Hachi use 8 swords?
He used 6 swords.
Okay, so it was close. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 6, but I was like,
yeah, I mean, he has. Let's see. It's due to the fact that his 8. Let's see, if amongst his 8 limbs, 2 of them end up being his feet, with the other ones being 6 arms.
That's true.
Now, granted, it's still a bit of thinking about it. It still reminds me about that little bit of long-term foreshadowing of like a future sword opponent for Zoro, with Hachi saying he is the second best swordsman or fishman on Fishman Island, and then you see who's the best swordsman, which who had an extra pair of swords. So yeah, that was pretty fun. But I do like how Raisin is just getting a bit more excited. And I will admit, he's starting to remind me a bit more of the Grey and I'm trying to remember the Rave Master character's name.
Musica?
Yeah, the Musica look, if you will.
I could see that. Yeah, kind of just give off that vibe a little bit.
So yeah.
At least from that arts. Yeah, but with the way how Hiro drew him there, I could see it.
But yeah, but I'm really loving the banter between these characters, especially with like what Heian says here about feeling bad about slicing him into pieces again.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, he'll just freeze his heart, referencing his ice abilities.
Yes.
Chaco's just being funny by going whoosh, 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 whoosh with her wings. Telling the clay doll to come at him. I mean, at her. I keep forgetting that Chaco's female.
That revelation's still funny though.
Yeah. I'm just so used to Hiro having his mascots as males.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, granted, Pino is like a female, but still.
That's I was gonna say, I'm like, well, there is Pino, so it's not too.
Mm-hmm. But Hani is just not taking this guy seriously at all and saying, a single bolt of my lightning could probably kill you.
Mm-hmm.
With her going like,
he does not say, "Are you stupid?" He just says, "You sure?" So
yeah. So it's at least okay. Nice that Hiro's not having Hani say "you're stupid" every sentence that he says.
Yeah.
So we got at least some variety.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Chaco ends up showing that she'll show him the power of the Yakidarashu. Like, let me just Yakidarashu. After being annoyed that say Hanani's underestimating him, but I don't blame Hanani from underestimating her when the ability comes up. Is like the third foot is active, and you got like a small little bird foot coming out of the top of her. Let's see, her head.
Yeah.
With a little note about how the Yakarasu is supposed to be said to have 3 legs.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got
him like laughing. I was like,
yeah. To be fair, I don't blame Hanani on this situation.
Yeah, I don't mean that was just like, I was like,
okay. Let's see. Well, granted, he goes back to saying, "Are you stupid again?" But
well, I mean, that one I'll give it a bit of a pass on because he's laughing about it, so I can't fault him for that one.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's like your opponent goes so serious, and it's like a little tiny ability. But yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, why are you laughing? I'm gonna cry."
I do feel sorry for Chaka in this moment. It's like she wants to prove her worth, but it's like no one's taking her seriously. I mean,
Chalco has like some other ability they're not aware of, and it's like, oh, yeah, maybe we shouldn't mess with her.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at the moment she's going to be used for gag relief, but then later down the line, she ends up revealing to have a really super actual deadly ability.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be more towards
become like one of those like Final Fantasy birds, like where they're like super tall and shit.
Possibly, who knows? But it depends. Is Hiro Mashima a fan of Final Fantasy?
Well, let me think. I think he did. This was a long time ago, but I remember him saying that he beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. So,
okay.
I know he at least has played one of them.
Well, despite it, let's see. Well, a mangaka that has such a busy schedule seems to have enough time to play video games.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder other mangaka are envious of him.
Well, he also kind of mentions this in his author comments too. So there's that.
All right, fair enough.
The weekly magazine comments.
Sorry, what?
The weekly magazine comments.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, you just got Mikoto watching, and as well as Lozen, I believe, just going ICAC with all their abilities. As you cut back to Yakuto versus Frey, with Yakuto commenting that she's stronger than he fought, with Frey commenting that Yakuto isn't going all out yet. Well, then this gets to lead to Yakuto asking Frey, why'd
she come to Dead Rock?
Yeah, and she reveals that she likes to fight, but she also wants to surpass her big sister since she didn't graduate from the school. which surprises Yakuto as she has not mentioned her before.
Yep.
Talking about how she was, stronger than her, but she didn't make it to graduation and died during one of the classes. And we get an image of what her sister looks like, which looks very similar to her, but with shorter hair and does have that similar streak.
It kind of reminds me of the Edalus Lucy look a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah, kind of. But she thinks that if she can graduate, that means she made it further with her sister. Anyway, Lucky Chi, I just need to quickly go somewhere. Can you just talk a bit more about the fights as you will while I'm away and what you like and dislike about them? I know they're a bit short, but still. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. So, okay, in regards to the fights we have so far, I mean, I've so far been really liking the let's say cheeky. My bad. Yakuto and Frey fight. That fight's been really entertaining, and I do like also the fight between Chaco and Honey. Even though it yes mostly is played up for gags. Yes, I will admit that's what the fight is played up for, but it has its charm to it. It does. One can't deny that. And then the Hein versus Raisin fight. That says a lot too. And oh, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna like disappear just for a little bit because getting a phone call. So brief little mute on my end.
Could you also talk about Frey's motivations for a bit while I'm still away, Lucky Chi? Oh. Oh, he's got a phone call. So hold on. Let me just put a little message in the chat. Let's see, hold on. I'm back. I'm back, people, and it seems like Lucky Cheese internet crashed, so we're having a few technical difficulties here. Sorry about that, folks. It was just unfortunate. So just give me a sec. Let's see. I'm just checking if he can get back in. And I'm just waiting to see if he can. Just give me a sec. I'm hoping that Lucky Chi can get back in so we can continue this discussion. But at the moment, it looks like he is. Let's see. At the moment, it looks like. Let's see. He's not able to respond currently to what I've mentioned. I'm hoping he is trying to get back in, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But hopefully that he will be able to sort it out. I apologize, people, for all the technical difficulties. Let's see that we are currently having with the stream, but I will try to continue on the narration while waiting for Lucky Chi to come back. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So but yeah, we were pretty much when I last left off. Granted, Lucky Chi was commenting on the fights while I was away, but since he's since he is currently not here, I'll just continue on with the narration of what has been going on. As she talks about her, like her sis, we commented that she looked a bit like let's see, Eldos Lucy, and then we see a bit of a flashback from when we learned that it's a really big sis, as when she went to school. Let's see, Frey was pretty much a very small child. In fact, she seemed to have let's see, her hair. Let's see, her hair looks like it's half the size of her body, pretty much, as or at least so. At least it goes down to half the size of her body, but yeah, she's pretty much asking her sister about going to Dead Rock. She talks about how she wants to become a demon queen and make a flame kingdom, which excites Frey. And her sister says that she'll make her a flame princess, but she says, "Nah, I want to be a knight." With her sister going like how she's so cute, with Frey talking about how she loves her big sister, smiling a bit about that. And let's see, nostalgic memory with Lawson telling everyone to stop right there, saying that they all blew his socks off and he's enchanted from like the fight, which they all stop and look at him and all that stuff. So he talks about how he wants them all, and this confuses what they're saying. You've got Hanami going on about how let's see their teacher being stupid, though Mikoto seems to be a bit surprised at the words that she is saying. And yeah. So yeah. So yeah, and then this is where our teacher ends up doing a snap thing, and then we see a bunch of foots walking out from like a gate, with them being with like Frey and Yakuto curious what they are, with them wondering if they're people, but they look pretty much they are pretty much walking like zombies, and it definitely gives you the zombie vibe. Which, if you've read anything about zombies, with Hanami commenting that those are school uniforms, and Raisin saying like they are students, but like going like don't tell me they are students, and with Lawson saying that they are saying that all these lot are his battle pets, and telling them they're senpais, as you see a bunch of students as like a bunch of zombies, and you can kind of tell because some of them look like dead corpses, some of them with like bits of their pieces broken off. Like this one dude has half his head, back of his head bitten off. With Hani wondering if what with like Hani and Chaco being shocked about what the teacher is doing, with Raisin thinking that this is just creepy. With Loazan saying that he has the principal's permission to do this, and said that I can pick up about 10 students a year to make into his battle pets. With Mikoto wondering what are battle pets, and says that they are what they sound like, his pets that he gets to keep to make him satisfied. Saying that he can hit them, kill them, and he can enjoy the cuties in other ways too, as he does a rather, well, creepy tongue lick to a soldier of one of his pet zombies, which is kind of, yeah, that seems to be very crossing the line here. This guy is just becoming like a comedic-looking dude to a rather downright scumbag, if you ask me. Let's see, and I'm just double-checking on Lucky Chi. He seems like he still can't get back in. I'm just going to try and check Discord to see if I can connect to him here. I might actually just try and see if I can call him. But while I'm doing that, I'll just continue on with the sort of narration. So, oops. But you pretty much got Yakuto angry and furious about what he's doing. With Luazan going on about how anyone that his battle pets bites turns into a battle pet themselves. So pretty much full on zombie. Thinking that should be easy to understand. With like Hiren saying that they're like zombies, but looking at Raisin, who's getting annoyed at him, looking at him for that. And Ritzy Frey asking why on earth do they have to turn into those? With Lausanne saying that he's enchanted by the lot of them, so that's how he feels for them and all that stuff. So thinking that those who are battle pets have it good, and my attempts to contact Lucky Chi have failed. But he talks about how they get his attention every day. With pretty much Ryzen and Hiran saying what I'm thinking, that this guy's a creep. With Chaco just got panicking, like, aren't you a teacher? With Hanani just being shocked that he takes students for himself like this. And Frey ends up asking, can she control them? But she says no, since they're, they're not dead bodies technically. Though she comments that they're not technically alive either. Lausanne tells like his battle pets, if you will, to give them a chomp so they can join you as they all march forward. Hanani blocks one with his hammer, with Chakago talking about how they seem to be surprisingly strong, with the others talking about how there's so many of them. And they're all panicking because they don't want to get bitten. And this is where Yakuto thinks about how the 4 demon teachers with their divine powers can't be left alive. So he decides that he's going to kill Lorenzo here and now, telling everyone to stand back. as he thinks about how this is what it means to be prepared and challenge God himself, as he starts to transform into a black dragon, shocking everyone in the area. That he turns into a black dragon, which is pretty much Agnologia's full-on design. So yeah, he's pretty much transformed into Agnologia. And you see everyone just being just surprised that Yakuto turned into a dragon. And also, apparently, this is like the power of the dragon root and all that, as Yakuto ends up crushing a bunch of zombies and then swiping them all around, as you see him do a mighty roar. But Luzan is just excited with Bakugo and Hani talking about how awesome their abilities are. And then we cut to Makoto and Frey as they see a bunch of more zombies coming from over there, with Frey being shocked that her big sister is among the zombies, ending the chapter. And boy, that is a cliffhanger. So anyway, probably should give my thoughts, but I'm just trying to... Let me just try and get back to Lucky Chi. So. Let's see. Last thoughts. So, yeah, so, overall, but yeah, so, getting back to, like, stuff with the, from, like, earlier of the chapter, pretty much after everyone's had their fights, learning this backstory for Frey. I do like this sort of, like, backstory. It's a bit more, look, granted, I'm a bit surprised. It's a bit more, wholesome than I, expected from like Dead Rock, but I think given the fact that probably that each of these characters is going to have some sort of tragic backstory, because normally that's what happens in shonen for the most part. No, that the majority of characters tend to have some sort of tragic stuff that happens in their life. Well, or at least some motivations. But I do like how her motivations is that she admired her big sister and she wants to surpass her since she died at the school. Let's see if she can graduate compared to her sister. That means that she's finally able to surpass them. But I do like this sort of wholesome moment about how her sister talks about creating a flame kingdom as her when she becomes a demon queen and wants to make her sister a princess. But I do like how she says she wants to be a knight instead, which I think fits more Frey's character, given her battle-loving thing, given the fact that the princess is more stereotypically more of like a maiden, if you will. So, yeah, that suits it. But I do like how her sister just finds that just adorable with her thing with like her sister, which only makes the ending and the cliffhanger all the more tragic when it's revealed that her sister is one of the zombies later, if you will. But yeah. But speaking of this, we end up just seeing just how really dark and scummy, like let's see, Loazen, I believe. Yeah, Loazen turns out to be, when it revealed that he actually once a year he collects 10 students and makes them into a zombie battle pets, if you will, and does whatever he wants, be it punching, kicking, or being a rather lustful towards like the female students, which is, yeah, that is definitely behavior would be not acceptable with teachers anywhere in the world. That's for certain. But yeah, it just goes to show you just kind of how dark and twisted this place is. That teacher's allowed to do all this. And I do like how everyone is just like disgusted at this, particularly Yakuto, who is pretty much let's see, makes his resolve to that he wants to kill this guy here and now. I mean, before he was being cautious about it, but now after seeing what this guy does to the fellows, it's like pretty much their senpais and the students in general, he's outraged and determines that yes, all four of the demon law, these four demon teachers with their defined powers can't be left alive, and if he wants to challenge God, he needs to take them all out first, which I will admit, it's a bit. I do think this guy is probably going to. It's likely to die here now, possibly. Though, if he survives, I can probably end up seeing him being like the final opponent for Frey later down the manga, depending on how long it ends. But if he dies now, it does kind of show just how short this manga series is going to be, or how limited it is. But we'll just have to wait and see. But at the very least, I think Frey is going to be forced to just kill her sister by the end of this, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see in that part. But I do like how his rage allows him to go full on transformation into a dragon. I know some people are probably going to be like, let's see, Hiro criticizing Hiro for reusing the Akalogia design, but even I'm like, okay, a bit too much on the nod there, but I think it works, and I will admit the Agnologia design is pretty cool, so it is cool to see that again. Now, granted, if Yakuto does end up having a crossover with Fairy Tail and he transforms into that dragon, I'm pretty certain that the Fairy Tail cast are going to have a very big, like, wah, Agnologia bit, with particularly nuts of trying to punch the guy, but who knows, we'll have to wait and see. But you can tell how really powerful this form is, because you just see everyone being just shocked about him transforming into a dragon. And you can see its like devastating effect as you can see him slicing off a bunch of the zombies and even parts of the buildings and stadiums. I do like how the teacher's just getting more excited about it. But yeah. But like I said, the cliffhanger of Frey's sister is quite the cliffhanger. This is arguably the first chapter, and it's clear that this is the first chapter that's going to be continuing on with like what happens with the events before. Much more direct than what would happen with that cat Nika girl. So I'm pretty fine with what is going on here. So yeah, we're going to clearly have some like character moment here for Frey. If I had to guess, she's going to be a bit reluctant to fight her sister first, but eventually she'll have no choice but to put an end for their goal. Now, if Lausanne is not killed just yet in this manga, I can see that a subplot goal for Frey here will be that she wants to murder Lausanne because, well, what he did to her sister. So who knows? Depending on what happens to Lausanne here, he could be either just a short-term villain or more of a long-term one for Frey to kill. But yeah, no doubt that Frey is going to kill this one, I believe. But who knows? We'll have to see, because Yakuto is very determined to kill Lausanne, but who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if Frey becomes fully committed to Yakuto's plan to kill God, not just now because he finds what he's doing attractive, but also because, well, she wants to pretty much probably will want to avenge her sister, but we'll have to wait and see. Overall, I'll give this chapter probably a 9 out of 10, mostly because of like you got the fun banter with the fights between the students for a bit. You learned quite a lot about Frey's backstory, and you see a bit more of Yakuto's abilities with the Black Dragon, and just how much of a scummy person that Lazan is, particularly what he does with students and the zombies. So, yeah, overall, a very good chapter. Sadly, people, Lucky Chi could not join us for the rest of this stream, and that's a bit unfortunate, but who knows? I'll try, and if he comes back later, message me later, I might try and do a post discussion to see more on what his thoughts are here or something like that. But yeah. So yeah, I'll see you next time when we discuss Dead Rock. Though I'll probably take a little bit of a break, but I'm planning to probably also do a stream on the last week's One Piece chapter just before like this week's chapter officially comes out. But for now, I am Blue Star Saber signing off. Thank you for joining me in this very chaotic stream. I apologize for the delay, but I hope you enjoyed what I and Lucky Chi had to say for it. But for now, let's see. Signing off. Goodbye, everyone.